Nice gift.
It is.
He just puts on his clothes, and I don't even need to put a rule or anything.
Oh man.
Because worth reading.
Morgan is really.
I'm gonna eat breakfast.
Well,
Breakfast.
it's just one thing at a time with Morgan. By the way, that's a fucking hilarious gift. I don't just
That's a great, yeah.
Bussing,
So,
bussing hilarious.
bussing.
Bill.
busting hilarious.
Busing. Oh, did you? Bill.
I didn't cussing. I don't know what you're talking about.
I do have a story about Bill recently that, I haven't gotten permission to tell, so
Uh-oh.
those are more fun. Because
Yeah.
the story I'm going to tell tonight, I've gotten permission for.
Exactly.
So you guys will laugh at this one. So Bill and I was helping Bill run some errands about a month or 2 months ago, and he says to me, foolishly, he says, Mom, he said, I want to go to Walmart. And I was
hate
like,
that
Bill, you're Walmart, and I certainly don't like shopping, and Walmart on a Saturday at noon is a stupid idea, and I don't want to go. So he looked at me with those big blue eyes, and he pleaded with me, but Mom, I've got a list, and I'm all prepared, and you've got the truck, so let's go. And I was like, oh.
You got Tom Sawyered into it.
I got Tom Sawyered into it.
Exactly.
So we embark into, there's a new Walmart here where we live, and it's 2 floors,
Yeah, it's like
and
huge.
it's crazy, and it's
And it's
like
everything.
the
So-
hangout. It's awful.
It's got
I
an
know.
elevator.
For your
It's got an
shopping
escalator
cart.
for your shopping cart.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
it breaks
It
all
is-
the time.
It's
I know.
terrible. It's
It
just
does.
the most horrific place. So we're in there, and in case you guys don't realize this, just in case you don't, Bill is quite tall.
Unattractive crowd.
Yeah, he's quite tall, and he has red hair. Now, I, by comparison, am short, but in the real world, I am actually also quite tall. So, we're in Walmart, and there's got to be a gazillion people. Okay, gazillion's a bit much. A million people. Maybe 500,000. A lot of people. And we're starting to run the aisles. Bill's got his list. We got a plan. Bill's pushing the cart, which was where I went astray. See, I've told the chat this lots of times. There's lots of things I do with Bill that if I started at a different place, I would have been okay. But no, I let Bill have the cart. So now we're walking up and down the lanes in Walmart, and it's going like this. It's like, don't run me over with the cart, Bill. Don't run me over with the cart. Don't run me over with the cart, Bill. Don't run me over with the cart. And he's like, Mom, stop saying that. I'm like, I can't. You traumatized me the last time you ran me over with the cart. And then I look around and realize that we have a crowd of people following us through Walmart who are asking me. People are actually mouthing to me without words.
Yeah.
How tall is he?
I know. I could hear people say that stuff behind me.
How tall is he?
Yeah. I remember the
can
one
imagine,
person who
like-
said something in Japanese, and I was like, I realized what. I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
I can imagine if you were in like Japan or
Yeah.
somewhere
Here in
where
town.
Yeah.
Bill is very, very tall, but seeing a tall person is not that.
No, we have
you
a crowd.
completely forget all the things about human to human interaction and just
Is it-
don't
well,
consider him to be a
it's-
real
The
person.
circus had come to town, and
Whoa.
it was us.
Yeah. I'm just used to it.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did that make it faster to get all your stuff? Because
Nope.
you could just
No.
everything
No,
was
no,
clear and funny.
The line took forever too.
No. And then we hit a different mall at some point where I didn't
old
really want to
ladies.
be, and Bill was following me, and I was like, this was such a bad idea. We were walking with me in front and him behind. It was quite funny. Yeah.
Just put
We're not shoppers by nature, I don't
Put
think.
shoes on your knees.
You're really not. You just,
I
just-
hate shopping.
you
Just
slip
you
out
put
normal.
shoes on your knees and just pretend that you're shorter.
Yeah.
Just shuffle along on your.
Yeah, but then how could I find him? And I could find him anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Anywhere. Doesn't
It's a
matter.
survival mechanism.
Absolutely. Indeed, when I go out with friends and family and stuff, I say we'll meet at Bill.
I know. We the same joke. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We'll meet at this intersection. We'll where? At Bill. That's where we'll meet.
Bill, can I put my foot next to your foot?
Oh, that'll be too funny because
can.
they're at the opposite ends of the spectrum.
You.
Oh wow.
I think even
probably
the
fit-
hands,
easily
Pika,
fit,
I
like-
think even a
Wait,
Bill
this
hand
way?
and a
Can
Pika
you
hand.
rotate 90 degrees? There you go.
A shot.
Very nice.
Nice.
Because I think Bill's hands are like 6 times your size too.
Probably.
Yeah,
My
those
hands
hands.
are ridiculously
Bill
small.
is just scaled up.
Exactly.
Pika could use one of Bill's shoes as a canoe.
I know.
My favorite thing to do with my friends with bigger feet is to just put my shoe inside of their shoe.
Yeah,
That's
good.
nice.
I think those are size 16, eh, Bill? Those
Yeah.
ones on your feet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear that? 16?
But I had size 16 when I was like 16 or 17.
The size of the shoe is the same as your age.
Yeah, and then I
Just
just
keep
kept
going.
growing no more.
My shoe size is 5.
No, Bill's mom would not prefer to be known as Pika's mom because I've been Bill's mom a long time. A long time. Right?
Yeah.
It's been a while, right?
You have to pretend you like me, right? No,
Yeah, I do.
family.
Yeah.
It's in the
that's-
contract.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the contract, that's right. They never let you renew those contracts either.
Mhm.
Those parent-child
You
contracts.
think you get
like,
a rewrite after like?
they make
15
you
years or
sign them
something?
when you're, in labor and you got no sense in you, right?
When you're all doped up.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh my God, what did I commit myself to?
The first time you see it, the thing's cute, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, Bill wasn't,
Oh.
but yeah,
Hey.
you weren't, buddy.
See, this is what I have to deal with.
I like Tiger's response.
So
you
much
were the
ab-
Michelin baby
So much abuse.
Exactly.
with red fuzz. Like, even Auntie Sonia didn't think you were cute, and she loved you. She
I
didn't
tried
tell
to
me
go
that till
outside the immediate family for somebody that loved you.
she didn't tell me that till you were 6 months old. She was like, oh, "I'm so glad he changed because when he was little, he was not good." Last year we reviewed Bill's entry into the world, and it was monumental.
Nice.
It was 11 pounds, is what it was.
The Earth shift.
30 hours.
Oh.
Yeah, not fun. No.
And you would tell me that
Often.
every mother.
I
Yeah,
still
well,
do,
every
actually.
Mother's Day they
Yeah.
kill.
Yeah.
Trip. I'm like, I'm packing my bags and going on a kill trip.
Oh, you love it. You wouldn't keep coming back. Tried to kick you out a bunch of times.
Didn't I kick you out?
No, I abandoned you.
Oh, whatever. Tomato,
That was great.
tomato.
That was the year Bill turned 18. I came home and said, listen, somebody's moving out this year. I'm not sure which one of it is, but somebody's leaving home.
I was like the same.
And then I came back with a lease for a new apartment, and I said, I know who's leaving, Bill, it's me.
So she left,
And
and
I
I
left.
got the place that we were,
Yeah,
and moved
And
all these
Morgan
idiots
and-
in.
Bill and, oh yeah, that house was crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was right next to the Oak High, so all those crazy kids would come by.
Oh yeah, what's the story about the bus?
Oh.
Oh.
Which one?
I don't know if you guys know this story.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh,
Maybe
it
not.
could be a. It's what happened to the bus after it lived in the driveway at Foul Bay
Alright.
on Bill's old
yeah.
house for
All
a
right,
long
so
time.
background info. All of us, Bill, or all of the sort of loading ready run crew people, Bill and Morgan and myself and Graham and James and Ben and Matt
And
and,
Alan.
everybody and
Adam.
Alex and Adam.
Yeah.
We took a big trip down the west
West
coast of the United
Coast?
States.
It was
Uh,
awesome.
Drove
all
the
the-
desert bus road.
Mm.
Yeah, all the way down to San Diego Comic Con, sort of
Yeah.
where we eventually ended up, and then we came back up. Now the problem was about this time we were about I think it was 23 or so.
Yeah.
And so in Canada, or at least we couldn't rent a
Larger
van
vehicle.
big enough.
'Cause
You
were
had to be 25. Yeah, you had to be 25 or have somebody in the thing 25.
Yeah.
And so what we realized that it was actually cheaper that we could just buy a really crappy vehicle and
Yeah.
use that because you have to pay so much for all the miles and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up with a school bus, like a short bus.
Yeah.
Short bus.
So-
we
Yellow
ended
bus.
up, we ended up with this awesome yellow school bus.
The short bus
Uh,
was great.
that was and we like
That was,
changed the like
school
name-
seating and stuff.
Yeah, it had like school bench seats,
Yeah.
no seatbelts.
And did you guys put a computer monitor
Yeah,
Yeah.
we like
platform in it?
we like
Yeah.
retrofitted it for like a
Yeah.
thing for a laptop, and we changed like we got like applique stickers for the side, so it said loading ready
Yeah.
on the side, and there's like, and so we got it all, we like sort of tricked it all out,
Oh yeah.
and so the problems with it were
And then we made a racing wheel on it, right?
yeah
We
bought,
had to make
like,
it look like a racing. It's a
yeah we
racing
like
bus,
got like a
so.
It
racing
had
pack
a gas
for it.
issue, right? Like
Yeah.
you couldn't
Oh,
tell
yeah.
the gas tank or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it had the thing we figured out the first day
Yeah.
pretty much was that
In
it
Washington.
had
we did get out
this,
of Washington State. Really.
yeah, this like what's a slow fill gas tank, which apparently is like a thing, and it means that when you're if you're using a regular gas pump, it
it takes
evaluates
forever.
when to turn off by the back pressure on the
Yeah.
thing.
Yep.
And so we went down all of the states, and we would be sticking the gas pump in,
And only
filling it
get
up, and it would go chunk, and it would go, oh, all right, it's full.
Full.
Wow,
But it's
we've
only
been
got
saving
like a quarter
we've-
tank.
We've been saving
right?
a lot of money on gas. This
Yeah.
is great. And then we ran out of gas.
We had
On
to
the
get.
side of we ran out of gas on the side of the road, but we thought we had lots of gas, and so we were like, "Oh crap, the bus is broken down."
Yeah.
And so we like got it. It was like towed to. We got this like guy who happened to be driving by the road.
The awesome guy.
Yeah, he was this awesome guy who apparently does this, like drives around helping people whose car break down.
Yeah.
And so he
He's
helped
a
us
born
out.
again Christian guy.
Yeah, and he
He
towed
saw
us.
the Buddy Christ, and he.
Yeah,
No real Christians.
and he towed us to like a truck stop that was nearby, and we got some
Yeah.
guys to look at it, and they're like, "It looks pretty good
Nicest
to
guy
us."
ever, honestly.
And then we're like, all right. And so we start off again, and we kind of get going again. We get like maybe quarter of a mile down the road, boom, stops
Yeah.
again. And we're like, oh man, we bought this van we bought this
Yeah.
bus and it sucks, and now we're stuck.
Yeah.
And then the guy like drove out in this little truck to like
Yeah.
come and fix us, and he's like, I'm doing like I've been checking all this stuff,
Yeah.
and I think maybe like your fuel pump is jammed or
Yeah.
something because it's not getting any fuel in
Fuel,
the thing. And he's like, maybe if we tow you to the nearest gas station and we fill it up again, that might help. And so he does that, fills it up, and we're like, he's
That's
like,
it?
oh, there's no gas in here. And we're like, oh.
That's it? We're
That was it.
idiots, right?
We spent this whole time doing this. We like lost an entire day.
Yeah.
And it was because we didn't have fuel. Like we didn't have gas. It's like
these were
what gas is
good
a thing that a
stories when they
car
came
needs.
back.
And so anyway, we went down so
We're not exactly the most mechanically inclined.
yeah.
Geeks.
So we were
Exactly.
traveling down the West Coast and filling up on gas. We basically like filled up on gas at every gas station
Ever.
we passed.
And one person would just have to stand there and slow
Yeah.
fill it.
And by the way, interesting in reference to Desert Bus, there's only 2 of us of the like 7 people in the van who could actually drive
Yeah.
at this point. And they were Matt and Ben, our friends. So
Right.
Matt was one of the ones who drove us in a bus down.
Yeah.
So we got down to the San Diego Comic Con. It was
So
super,
that makes it a little more frightening, but
Yeah.
he did a good job.
and it was super cool. San Diego was awesome.
Yeah.
And then we went from San Diego to Las Vegas. So we actually like basically did this road.
Yeah.
And it was ridiculously hot.
And blew tires.
Yeah, we blew tires because it was so hot.
Yeah.
And also
And we didn't have enough air pressure.
we also had
in
no
the
air
tire.
conditioning.
We didn't realize that you had to just keep, if you were running it like straight out, flat out like this, you need to fill up your air in your tires more.
Yeah,
So.
there were a lot of things we
And the
didn't know.
heat
We learned.
combination.
We
But it was
learned.
hilarious that there was all these tire places right here, like waiting for people to.
Yeah.
They know.
And it was like some ridiculous temperature. It was like
Yeah.
I don't know what it would have been
Like 50 Celsius or
Fahrenheit,
something
but it was like 50 something Celsius.
inside the.
Yeah,
thing.
and
Like
so
whoever was driving, their right knee was like 50 degrees.
On fire.
yeah,
And so we were putting like cloths on them, like cold cloths.
and this is a school bus, right? So it's like vinyl seats.
Oh.
So I was like,
Bench
ah.
seats, dude, bench
yeah,
seats.
bench seats.
Yeah.
It was a bad seat.
Graham's died. It was funny.
So anyway, so we got the whole the trip, after
And then
we went
Vegas
to Vegas
was awesome, air
and that was
conditioning
cool.
everywhere.
and we went to LA and we went to we went to Disneyland and stuff,
Yeah.
and then we came back and we dropped Bill off in San Francisco because we didn't like him anymore. We were
That's
like,
right.
Screw you, Bill. And then we
I was
came
on my own trip. That's all.
we came back to Victoria, and we still had this bus.
Yeah.
And so we parked it in the driveway of the place that Bill and Morgan and Graham were.
Nose first for any of the
Yeah.
other drivers on a slanted driveway.
Really slanted.
Nose first.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the bus like barely worked anyway.
Yeah.
And so we drove it once after it was there.
Yeah.
We're just like a bunch of us wanted to go to a movie, and we're like, all right, grab the bus. And we just drove to the movie. And then after that, we could never get it to start again.
Yeah.
Probably because it was nose first.
Because
on
it was
driveway.
nose
Slant,
first
exactly.
against
And-
the garage door.
And it was a super busted
on a
bus
busy
anyway.
But it was blessed.
And it was like the super. It was like the
Was
the
it
road,
blessed?
the road that
I'm
the
sure it was blessed.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was all
Yeah.
bad.
and the road that the driveway was on was super busy, so we couldn't like
Yeah.
pull
Exactly.
it, like do it.
Yeah.
So this was the house that Bill and Morgan and Graham all lived at the time.
Yeah.
And then Graham moves out,
Yeah.
and then Bill and Morgan move out.
Well, I was there for a while, but
Yeah, or then
I
Morgan
don't know.
moves out, and I guess, and then Bill's like, I'm gonna move out.
Eventually.
This bus
Yeah.
is still here.
I got it, exactly.
Eventually, there'll be nobody here that actually was involved with the bus at all. We got to
Oh.
get rid of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So before
Okay,
that,
okay,
before
before
that, Paul,
So this is still
Wow.
quite
probably not-
alarmingly,
I was going to school at the time.
Yeah.
Just
That's why I
wait,
didn't know
5
this.
minutes left on the silent auction.
Yes.
But, oh.
Get
okay.
your bids in for the silent auctions. They are, some of these are going for criminally low. So
Criminally low.
I
Get
see
in
the-
there.
I see
What
the
are
suits
they?
creeping up, but not quite fast enough in my
yeah,
opinion.
you gotta
The
go
kids.
fast.
Yeah.
It's currently going for $455.
and it's pretty,
That's a
it's
steal.
pretty nice. It's got some really nice features.
Mm-hmm. It's got all the extra fabric from the Fallout 3 vault suit models. So the extra patches on the shoulders, on the front.
Yeah, this one is just the prototype. The one that's actually up for auction has all the bells and the whistles.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout 2 is Vault 11, right? Or,
Well, is it?
I can't remember. It's been a long time since I played that.
yeah. That's the first one I played. It was the first open-ended type of
Yeah.
RPG I'd ever played. It was
Well,
so
the first
cool.
one was 13.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah, I think it was 13.
it was 13 and 15
15.
because you were going to 15 for the water chip.
Yeah.
And then you got...
It's Vault 13? I think it is Vault 13. For the... Yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds
you
right.
wear the Vault 13 suit from the first one in the second one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
That's why I want that one.
All right. So if you like, by the way, if you like all these stories we're telling,
Yep,
then
donate.
Please donate money.
That's right.
Anyway,
So
That's what it's all
the
about.
bus lives in Bill's driveway, nose down, for a long, long time, and I go over to Bill's house.
we're talking like 4 or 5 years.
Like
here.
years, yeah. So I walk past this stupid bus every time I go to Bill's house to visit because I have to park around because it's a busy street, whatever. Anyway.
Yeah. And that
I
was the other
walk
problem.
past this bus one day, and I'm pretty observant. So I noticed a couple of things. One, I noticed the bag of apples hanging
the-
from the rear window.
Yeah, I saw that.
I noticed the roll of toilet paper on the dash.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
then
I saw-
I noticed the two people inside the bus.
Oh.
And I decide maybe I should go talk to Bill about it. So I go in and I'm like, hey, Bill, do you know who's living in the van?
I'm like,
The bus? And he's like, no, there's nobody living in there. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
And then she poured it out my window.
Then-
we opened the window
So now-
because it had been super rainy, and I just hadn't even. My window was.
This gets worse, Paul. So Bill
I
and
see the van.
I'm
I see
concerned about- I'm
I see
concerned about
the
the
apples
toilet
on the
paper.
dash.
That's what I'm concerned
No, I see the apples on the dash and everything, and then it starts rocking.
Yeah, then Bill and I are standing at Bill's bedroom window, and the van's are rocking.
We're like, okay.
And we're looking at this van rocking and this bus rocking, and I'm like,
Sorry, yeah.
I'm not going.
Maybe this.
And
isn't
Bill's
the-
like, I'm not going either.
Try to tell this nicely. All right.
So we wait for a while till the bus stops rocking, and then Bill says, "Don't worry, Mom, I'll handle this."
Basically.
And he goes outside. Did you have the hammer? Is that
Yeah.
was the weapon of choice? I think the weapon of choice
Hey.
was the hammer,
Just in case.
just in case the guy was goofy.
Oh, crazy.
So
Hammer is a good choice.
it was
That's
a good
right.
choice, right? So He opens up the back door, and he gave the guy like a whole day to move out. Like, Bill didn't say, like, get the heck out of here. Bill was like, you know, you should pack up, and you should probably move out. You know, you really can't stay here. And the guy tried to negotiate with you, didn't he? He was like,
I know.
oh, yeah.
I was trying to be a nice dude about this.
He's like, I got permission, and Bill's
There's-
like, no.
Okay, there's more to the story than that. That's why, because we let them stay inside our house for a day, just because they needed a place to stay. So my roommate, it was like wanted them to. So I thought they were just sleeping on my couch for a day, but
no,
I didn't
they
realize
lived in the van for
exactly
a month,
exactly, or not even. Well, yeah,
a while.
a while.
They
At
were
least
there
a couple
for a while.
weeks. At least a couple weeks.
So then I said to Bill, I said, you know, that bus is abandoned out there. So it is it's got lots of seats. You know, a whole family could live in there. So you might want to be careful that people don't
Yeah. So
pass the word that there's a really nice bus to live in right up there by the university. So then I said, so tape the door shut so you can at least tell if it's locked or not locked or whatever.
Yeah.
So, oh, Bill, I love you so much sometimes. So Bill took a roll of masking tape and a pen. And he taped a pen and some masking tape along the back door so that it was shut. And then he could tell if anybody opened it
what's that?
because the tape would be broken.
That's right.
And I think that tape and pen were still on there when it got towed away. But believe it was. Didn't it have all the tape?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So I bet you didn't know that story about that bus, did you?
I did not.
You did not know that bus became a home.
That's. I'm glad somebody got some use out of it. I guess.
That was a scary moment. That was.
I think it was funny myself.
It was pretty funny. We were laughing pretty hard. Well, what do you do, right? You just laugh. You're just looking at each other, laughing, going like, "Oh, really? Do we got to deal with this?" I have not told the Secret Service story yet.
Oh yeah.
I was kind of hoping that James would be here because James could fill in details.
Oh, I know the details for that one too.
He'll be
Okay.
here later.
Okay, because
Because I was yeah. I remember they took me into the interviews and everything.
yeah. So because I know most of it, but I don't know the inside. I could start it, and if James was here, he could finish it. It was a good story, the Secret
Alright.
Service story.
Those silent auctions are done now. Oh, Clue was outbid at the last second. Sorry, dude.
No, know what I realized about that story, Mom? We trolled.
We gave it to a scrap dealer. That's where the bus went. To scrap.
What was he bidding on?
Sorry, Bill.
We were ahead of the
I don't know,
whole.
maybe the
we were
votes suits
trolling
that went up
people
a bit at
before
the
it was
end,
cool
yeah.
to troll
Sweet.
people. I'm just saying, we were ahead of the curve.
I should scold Pika for not sleeping. Oh,
You'll-
that's a
you'll
good,
hear
that's
in
a
the
good
story.
question.
You'll hear in the
When did
story.
you last sleep, young lady?
I woke up at 6. So I'm doing fine.
You
I've
You
only
slept in the night at some point?
6 at night.
I was up
6 in
at
the morning.
7.
I
Which
switched.
six? Which 6 would that be? Would that be at 6 a.m.
No.
or 6 p.m.?
I switched my entire schedule around for Desert Bus because I knew I'd be the most useful during this time when there's not enough people.
Mhm.
Because I just stay upstairs if there are too many people because I don't want to take up room on my
Mhm.
computer. So I switched it to I go to sleep at around 11 and I wake up at around 6 or 7.
11 a.m. and then 6 p.m., right?
So we'll be
Yes.
watching for the 11 a.m. to make sure that she's going someplace to sleep. The Meet Morgan story is really short. I can
Yeah,
tell
That's
that
how,
one again.
how Bill and Morgan originally
No,
met.
how I met
Met
Morgan.
Oh,
It's very short.
all right.
I was driving downtown. I used to drive this big Suburban, which was easy to spot. And I was driving downtown and I saw Bill. Bill's real tall, red hair, easy to spot him. So I pulled up alongside. I said, "Hey, do you want to ride?" And Bill got in the front seat and Morgan got in the back seat. Now I hadn't really met Morgan before.
Yeah.
And Bill says to me, he says, "Hey, Mom, what are you doing downtown?" I said, "Shoplifting." And Bill said, "Is
Let's
that to
give it a
support
beat."
your crack habit, Mom?" And I said, "Yep." And that was how Morgan and I first met.
Did he give any indication that he was like, oh crap?
No.
Well, first
He
off,
was like, "All right."
he was trapped in the vehicle with me, so I'm pretty sure he thought he should just be
No.
crazy woman at the wheel.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, also,
Good times.
I'm not going to be here for Yahtzee
That
because
picture of-
there's literally no way because it's at 4 p.m.
Oh.
I can't do that. But I put the cat ears on him at Expo, so someone should mention that. Remind
Well,
him.
the last time when he did like talking as a cat and like Yahtzee's voice coming out of a cat thing,
Oh,
that
that
was
was-
funny.
I couldn't
That was
handle
last
it. I
year.
couldn't handle it.
That was just free.
That was funny. That
Yeah.
was